All of us know what is a subsequence, right? If I have 1, 3, 5, 2, 1, 4, all of us know what is a subsequence, right? Subsequence is just any number of elements that you extract out of this. Okay, it's just that the relative ordering should be same. Relative order must be same. So subsequence is just like a subset. So 1, 5 is a subsequence of this, and 1, 2, 4 is also a subsequence of this. Okay, and 1, 3, 5, 2 is also a subsequence of this. So subsequence means it needs not be contiguous, but just the relative ordering should be same. Okay, is that clear to everyone, the meaning of subsequence? Yes or no? Right? Okay, so we are going to learn that if I have been given an integer array, guys, we are not learning a problem, we are learning a concept. This will be applicable in about 30 to 40% of all problems of DP, and you will see that on your own. So the question says that there is an integer array that is given to you. Now I want to find the length of longest increasing subsequence. Longest increasing subsequence. It is also called as LIS. All of us understand what is an increasing subsequence, right? Increasing subsequence means that subsequence in which the elements are strictly increasing. Like this is an increasing subsequence, this is an increasing subsequence. Is this an increasing subsequence? No, this is not an increasing subsequence. So out of all the subsequences that are increasing, and by increasing I mean strictly increasing, so this is not allowed. If this was 1, then this was not allowed. So by increasing I mean strictly increasing. So out of all the strictly increasing subsequences, I have to find the length of longest one. So let us take an input array as an example. If I have 10, 22, 9, 33, 21, 50, 41, 60 and 80. Can you tell me what is the length of longest increasing subsequence here? So I can say that, hey, choose 10, 22, 33, 50, 60 and 80, and it makes perfect sense because 10 is strictly smaller than this, is strictly smaller than this, 50, 60 and 80. So there are 6 of them, right? There are 6 of them. It's just 6 of them, right? Yeah. So the length is 6. Is that clear to everyone? Yes or no? So you can try for everything else, but you would end up seeing that you would not be able to get any other subsequence of length greater than this, which is also increasing in nature. Okay. So what should be the most brute force manner to solve it? The most brute force way could be that you generate all the subsequences. Yes or no? Yes. You simply generate all the subsequences, and whenever you have generated a subsequence, just check if it is continuously increasing or not, and if it is continuously increasing, find its length, and if that length is greater than previous length, just update it. So you can have a previous length initialized to 0 and you can keep on updating that. Is that making sense to all? Yes or no? So this way you can solve it. One more thing, guys, when you generate all the subsequences, you would end up generating a subsequence, you would end up generating 2 raised to power n different subsequences, right? Because this is the total number of subsequences. And all of you can do it using recursion. Can I trust that all of you can write a recursive code to do whatever I have explained till now? Yes or no? Right? Tell me one thing, can you prune certain branches in that recursion? I'm sure you can prune certain branches in that recursion. Because let's say there was a decision path, yes, no, yes, where you took 10, 9. So in that path, whatever sequence you will get, that would be 10, 9 followed by something. Would you be interested in generating that? Because you know for sure that this is not going to be an increasing subsequence. So whenever you see such kind of situation happens, you prune this branch. Do not go down further. So whenever you see that there is an element X that is not strictly greater than you, do not append and move ahead. Simply do not append and move ahead, right? So you can introduce some pruning and you can have some improvements, right? But in case where the longest increasing subsequence is of very high length, you will see that even pruning doesn't help a lot. Okay, so you would want to use something else over here. Can I introduce DP in some manner over here? Guys, always just think one thing. Again, it has got both top, bottom approaches both. Okay, I would want you guys to two loops. Okay, can you really do it using two loops? I mean, is that a DP based solution or is that a different solution? When you are using two loops, is that a DP based or non-DP based? Not a DP. So let us hear what you have to say. So you are saying that you will have an outer loop which will run from, let's say, 0 to n minus 1, and then you will have an inner loop. This is your I. Your inner loop will run from I plus 1 to n minus 1. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say your I was at here and the element over here was 5. So now you will consider everything in the right side. Okay. Now you said that, now what you said? That you will figure out the maximum element in this. Is that what you're trying to say? So let's say you had 100 and then you had 6, 7, 8, 9. So what would happen is, when you started from here, you will see that this is greater than this and you will do count. Initially your count was 1. So now when you do count plus it becomes 2 because you got it? So after taking this, you can't take these. But if you had not taken this, taking these would have been a better option, right? Is that clear to everyone? Yes or no? So it's not a greedy problem. So what you were trying to do was greedy, that the moment you see something greater than this, just include it after this. Okay? Having an intention of that. That is not going to help because it can be so great that it might not allow me to take others. Okay? So how do I solve it? So think in bottom top. I would want you to use top bottom here after some time later. Bottom top is easy here. Top bottom is a bit tricky, not that tricky. Top bottom is never tricky. But bottom top is very simple here. So think of it in this way, that let's take example of an array where you have A0, A1, A2, A3, so on till an minus 1. If you know the longest increasing subsequence in this much part, if you know what is the longest increasing subsequence from here to here, can you tell me what is longest increasing subsequence from here to here, which is still A4? So let me call it LIS when I consider the portion of array from 0 to 3. If you know the LIS for the portion from 0 to 3, can you comment on the LIS for the bigger portion, which is from 0 to 4? Just think, is that possible to comment? We definitely need to know that what was the last element. So guys, understand this very sincerely. It can happen that I had a 7, 8, 9 and 1. So what would have been the longest increasing subsequence from here to here? It would have been 7, 8, 9, okay? Which is of length 3. Now, if you know that for this much part, the answer was 3, which is 7, 8 and 9, and let's say this value is 6. Can you comment on what will be the answer from here to here? You cannot comment. Why you cannot comment? Because you do not know that whatever was the longest increasing subsequence for this much part, where did it end? Did it end here? Did it end here? Did it end here? Where did it end? You do not know that. Is that making sense to everyone, guys? Yes or no? Because it is not necessary that whatever is the longest increasing subsequence from 0 to I always ends at I. It is not necessary. And same is the case over here. Had it always ended at I, then I could simply have checked if the value which is present over here is greater than this or not. Let's say it had ended here and the value, this value would have been strictly greater than this, then this could easily have been appended to that. Yes or no? So I could have said that, hey, the longest increasing subsequence for this much part should be 1 plus that, plus the longest increasing subsequence for the smaller part. Are you getting my point, what I'm trying to say? right? But that is not the case because longest increasing subsequence will not necessarily end here. So what to do? So a very important thing here for me is to understand where is the end. Where is the end of the subsequence? Where is the end of the longest increasing subsequence? So guys, I would say that just think of it in this way. Let's say I define my LIS of I in this way. So initially my LIS of I simply said that, hey, if I consider the portion from 0 to I, then what is the longest increasing subsequence in that? Okay. So I would change this definition in a bit different manner. So where we're saying we can keep two things at each index. One is the length and other is the last index. Very good. You can do that. Another way of doing that could be defining this LIS of I in a different manner. And this is where understanding the definitions help a lot. This is the reason from day one itself I was continuously saying that you should understand what it means. Here I'm going to define it in a bit different way. This means that longest increasing subsequence in the portion from 0 to I that strictly ends at I. Longest increasing subsequence in the portion from 0 to I that strictly ends at I. Is it making sense, guys? Yes or no? End point is fixed. End point is I for sure. Okay. So let us understand through one example. Yeah. So let's say I have this 10, 22, 9, 33, 21. Okay. And the indices are, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what is the longest increase? What should be the value of LIS at this index, LIS of 0? What is the longest increasing subsequence that ends at 10, that starts from 0 and ends at 10? That should be 1, right? And that subsequence is the one that just has 10 in it. Is it making sense to everyone that how LIS of 0 is 1 over here? Yes or no? Right? Okay. What will be the meaning of LIS of 1? Which is, what will be the next value in LIS table? It will be that what is the longest increasing subsequence from here to here that strictly ends at 22. So I think that is 10 followed by 22. So here the answer would be 2. Is it clear to everyone? Yes or no? Similarly, what will be the longest increasing subsequence from here to here that strictly ends here? Strictly ends there. So that has to be the last element. It will just be 1. Is that clear to all? Because if 9 is the last element, everything in the backside is greater, so they cannot be prepended, right? So here the LIS should be 1. Is that making sense to everyone, guys? Yes or no? Right? Similarly, let's go ahead. What will be the LIS at this point, which is strictly ending at 22? Longest increasing subsequence strictly ended at, there is not 22, sorry, there is 33. That should be 3, right? Because if this has to be the last element of my subsequence, the previous 2 elements could have been these two, 10 and 22. So this length is 3. Did everyone understand how this is 3? And can somebody tell me what will this be? Longest increasing subsequence that strictly ends at 21. So if 21 has to be the last member, 33 cannot be, 9 could be, or 10 could be, but both cannot be. Okay, so either it could be 921 or it could be 1021, and both are having same length, so this would be 2. Is it making sense to everyone, guys? Yes or no? Okay, now my question to you is, let's say you have created this table. If you have created this LIS table with this particular definition of it, this is the champion thing, okay? This definition is the main thing. If you have created this LIS table with this particular definition, what will be your answer? Answer will be maximum of all of them, yes or no? It will be, right? Because whatever will be your LIS, whatever will be your answer LIS, that will have an ending point for sure. Does everyone agree to that? Yes or no? That will have some kind of ending point, right? I mean, whatever is your LIS, that will be ending at some index, right? Either at this index or at this index or at this index or at this index or at this index. Okay. Now, if you know the longest increasing subsequence ending at index this, ending at index this, then whatever is maximum of them, that would be your answer. Like here, it would have been LIS of this index, because here the answer would have been 6. In this case, it is 3, because 10, 22, 33 creates the longest one. Is that making sense to everyone, that why maximum of all of those would be the answer? So what should be my next step? My next step should be to somehow create this LIS table. Yes or no? Now tell me, how do I create this LIS table? So let us try to do that. Okay. Let's say you have created this much. You have created this much, and now you want to know the LIS value of this. Okay. Tell me one thing. If you want to know the longest increasing subsequence ending here, and for that, if you know these values, can you easily calculate this value somehow? Yes or no? I think you can easily calculate this value. How you can calculate? Just iterate for your previous elements, because forward elements are useless, right? Because the definition constricts you to be the last member of the subsequence that is being talked about. So if you move back and iterate across the elements, let's say currently you are here. Currently you are touching this element. Can it happen that any subsequence that is ending at 33 gets followed by 21 and it's still an increasing subsequence? Can it happen? It cannot happen, right? So can I say that if moving backward I see any element which happens to be greater than this, then any subsequence that terminates at this cannot be appended with this, right? So I can simply ignore those, right? On the other hand, if I encounter some values which are strictly smaller than this value, then any subsequence that ends at 9 can be appended with 21. Similarly, any subsequence that ends at 10 can be appended with 21. Is that making sense, guys? Yes or no? And the longest increasing subsequence that ends at 9, that is stored over here. Similarly, the longest increasing subsequence that ends at 10, that value is stored here. So if that is appended to this, the length could be 1 plus LIS of this. And if this is appended to this, the length would be 1 plus LIS of this. So whatever is maximum of those, that would be the value of LIS of this. So technically, how is this going to look like? To know the value of LISI, I need to know the value of LIS from 0 to I minus 1. Did everyone realize this thing? This is the first thing, right? So LIS of I, what could be the minimum value of LIS of I? Let's say there comes a value which is very small, 0. What could be the minimum value of LIS of I? 1, right? Because this has to be the last element. So it would be 1 plus max of the LIS I minus 1, LIS I minus 2, LIS I minus 3, and so on and on. But let's say when I was doing it for 21, I just considered those values that are strictly smaller than me. Because if a value is greater than me, I cannot come after that. Okay, I cannot come after any subsequence that ends at that. So what I'll do, I'll have a filtering category that for all j such that index j is smaller than index I, because you will consider backward things only, okay, such that j is smaller than I and aj is smaller than ai. You will have this filtering category. Is everyone clear with this filtering category? Why do I have this, right? So for all j which are lying to your back, such that aj is strictly smaller than a of I, you would find their LIS of j, okay, and you have found them out already, right? And whatever is maximum of them, that would be taken into account. So LIS of I is 1 plus max of LIS of j, where my j is something which is smaller than I and aj is something which is also strictly smaller than a of I. Is this making sense to everyone? Just type in yes or no. So can I code this out? So first, let's initialize the smallest LIS, which is LIS of 0, just for this much part, which is strictly ending here. What will be the value of LIS 0? Can I say it will always be 1? Yes or no? I can say it will always be 1, right? LIS that is strictly ending at index 0. And now I can start my journey from 1 to n minus 1. So here basically the value of I means my intention is to find LIS that ends at index I. Okay. Now any LIS that ends at index I will at least be equal to 1. You guys only said, right? So LIS I can be initialized to index 1. And now, as I said, that my all j will be smaller than me, because now I will consider all the values which are lying before me. So, and also they must be strictly smaller than me. So for j equals to I minus 1, j greater than equals to 0, j minus minus. Okay. Now here, if and only if I see that array of j happens to be strictly smaller than array of I, then my LISI might get updated. So this would be max of LIS of I, comma 1 plus LIS of j. Okay. This is the way in which you can very easily populate your LIS table. Everyone got that? Time complexity, I think it is very, very easy to see. What is the time complexity? N square, right? Because for 0th index, 0 iteration, for index 1, 1 iteration, and for last index, n iterations. So sum from 1 to n is order of n square. And how much extra space? Extra space is order of n. And can you do away with that extra space? No, because to figure out LIS of n minus 1, you need to know LIS of everything that came before. Make sense to all? So this extra space of order n is inevitable. You cannot let go of it. You have to use it. Okay. But now this has not solved my problem. My problem was to find the LIS of entire array. So it would be max of this table, because now you have populated this LIS array from 0 to n minus 1. So you can find out maximum element in this array, and that would be your answer. Now, if you guys remember, we had done a problem called rod cutting problem. How many of you implemented that? Rod cutting, both bottom top and top bottom. In that question, we even printed a configuration, one particular configuration that could lead to the optimal result. Do you remember that? Right? Similarly, here, there can be many different subsequences. There can actually be different subsequences, like I'm not sure if you can have it here or not, but sometimes it can happen that there are different subsequences which are of the same length, that is maximum length. Can it happen or not? Yes or no? It can happen. Let us take an example. Let's say you had something like 154. What is the longest increasing subsequence over here? It is of length 2. So you can either have 1 5 or you can have 1 4, right? Yes or no? Am I making sense to everyone? So the question says that, hey, print me any one longest increasing subsequence. Can you all try that on your own? So whenever the max makes this thing gets updated, so you can say that, hey, the parent of this was that. Are you getting the hint what I'm trying to say? Yes, store the parent kind of thing. So basically, if you know that the LIS of I is getting most optimal because of LIS of I minus 5. Okay, it means that the I minus 5th element would have been the preceding element of the longest increasing subsequence that ends at I. So you can store that, hey, parent of I is I minus 5, right? So the intention is something like this. What you can do is you can initialize parent of everything to that thing itself. So you can say that parent of 0 is 0, parent of 1 is 1, parent of 2 is 2, and so on and on. And that makes sense because if you have a sequence which is in decreasing order, what will be LIS first, this kind of sequence which is in decreasing order? It should be 1, right? It should just be 1, right? So here you would see that there was no parent for this because the longest increasing subsequence that ends over here is 6 itself. Similarly, that ends over here is 7 itself. Okay, and now what you guys can do is, the moment you see that if you see that 1 plus LIS of j happens to be greater than LIS of I, it clearly means that I need to update LIS of I to this value, and also I need to change the value of parent of I, because now ith element can be preceded by jth element. So I would say that, hey, parent of I here is equals to j, the element at jth index. And now you can solve this problem very easily, because now you know that from this LIS array you can figure out which term is maximum. So if LIS 4 is maximum, that means the longest increasing subsequence is that which is ending at index 4. And now you can first print 4 and then print the parent of 4, okay, and then print the parent of 4, and then print the parent of 4. So keep doing this process unless you see that parent of index is index itself, right? It's simply doable, you can do that. So when you solve the problem, okay, whichever problem you solve, be it on LeetCode or wherever it is, you just try printing it out, okay? You can do a cout. So print it out and just check if the length is consistent with your actual length or not. Will you all do that? I could not find this question somewhere, but where you are supposed to print any one particular configuration, but you can, initially parent should be -1. No, parent should not be -1, because let's say this was the case. So in this case, LIS 0 was also 1, LIS this was also 1, LIS this was also 1, LIS this was also 1. So, sorry, LIS 0 was 0, LIS this was 1, LIS this was this. So basically LIS I was I, because you assume that the longest increasing subsequence ending at I was I itself. So here if this is the parent array, right? This is the parent array. This is the parent array, okay? So parent of I was I. So you would have seen that longest increasing subsequence ending here is also 1, here is also 1, here is also 1, here is also 1. You terminate the moment you see that parent of index is equals to index itself, right? So here whether you would have chosen this or this, you would have seen that parent of index is index itself, parents of index is index itself, so you would not have gone back, right? So that is your termination condition, and because of that, you have to keep the parent as that. So LIS has to be initialized to 1 and parent has to be initialized to the same index, because parent basically says that in the longest increasing subsequence that ends at I, what is the element that is coming just before you? If there is no element that is coming just before you, it should just be you, because you are terminating them when you see that parent of I is I. Take it as a homework. Think of the top-bottom approach. It's not tough, but it's a bit interesting, okay?